Okay, something a little different here, a sort of ball drone, I would say. A really cool looking thing, I think. Comes with its own transmitter, this one as well, and you can fly it on the Wi-Fi, and I'll be doing both during the review. And really smart. I just like the look of it and everything. Box it comes in is really good as well. Just simply click them up into position, and then it looks a bit more like a flying drone. And I've not had one of these where the weight is all suspended down the bottom. It really is, you know, there's no weight up where the motor areas is, and as you can see, it's got prop protectors all built in, so really nice little design, and upside down motors as well. So and like I say, all the weight, you feel all the weight, the battery, the camera and everything's all down here. There's literally nothing up here at all, I don't think, apart from the on and off switch. So very smart looking camera there, LEDs all the way around. I'm very keen to get it up on a flight because we've got some heavy rain due in, so I'll get that done, and then we'll have a chat about it a bit later on perhaps. The actual transmitter is a nice gaming style transmitter. It's got the sort of original control flick switches here, really smart, and it comes with a harness that will hold your phone on as well, or you can just pop that off. So I guess they'll probably do one with and without the Wi-Fi on it. So one thing that does slightly concern me is this tiny landing area at the bottom here, and whether or not it will just drop over when it lands. It could go over quite easy, but I think with those prop guards, I don't think it's going to do any damage at all, sort of thing. But and it has got little tiny landing rubber feet there, sort of thing. As you can see, the wind is going to be quite strong, so whether or not a little quad like this will keep up with the wind, I don't know. We'll see how we go. So, like I say, gaming style transmitter. Really, it's that sort of soft sprayed plastic, so it's got a nice sort of ergonomic sort of feel to it, and yeah, brilliant for thumbers or pinchers, and everything's easy to hand. Quick run through the transmitter, so, and its functions. It's a mode 2 flying, so this is your throttle, so it literally makes it go up and down. If you want it to turn around, you push this to the right, it will turn to the right. Push it to the left, it turns to the left. This is your direction stick, so if I push that forward, the front of the quad is where the camera is, obviously, so that will be forward for the quad, backwards, and then right and left. And then there's one on here that's called headless mode. You press this one here, this button here, which is sort of your left forefinger and upper button. Press that and it goes into something called headless mode. So instead of the front of the quad being where you would push forward, would always be the front, it's now changed that when we set it up, so if we bind it here like this, forward is always just straight away from me, right is always to the right, left and then back towards me, and that doesn't matter what orientation the quad's in. So even if it's an obscure angle like that, if I press forward, forward is away from me. It's not I will fly it to show you how it works, but it's not one I use. I tend to use, you know, I fly normally with using the front of the quad here. It's just the way I do it. It's up to you how you want to fly. It's obviously going to be your hobby, and be warned, it's very addictive. The other controls are, you've got, and unfortunately nothing's marked on here, so these are your trim controls if you've got any problems with it, and there's loads of videos out there how to set trim, and these two are your trim for your yaw as well. When it turns, by the way, it's called yawing, so when we use that one, most people call it turning. Once you're into quads, that becomes yawing, so it's exactly the same thing. It doesn't actually say which is the takeoff button, but I found out with playing with it indoors that this is your actual takeoff button here. You presses it and it pops up to about 1 meter, and then onto these buttons, like I said, you've got the headless one here, you've got a return to home one here, which is a pretty vague button where it doesn't have GPS. It will literally come back in this direction, but even if it was behind this direction, it would keep going that way, so it would keep going and going. So headless and something like this, you're not going to fly that far away, I don't believe. You press this one and this makes it flip, so you press this one once and then you choose a direction and then it will flip in that direction. Usually that only works if your battery's got enough charge in it. You will get flashing LEDs when it's running low on battery charge. If it drops down to that level, it won't flip. Most of them don't do it then. And then this one is your speed control, so you start off in low rates, press it once and it beeps and it goes into intermediate rates, press it again, it beeps 3 times, and then you're up into high rates, which basically means it pitches and rolls a lot quicker, so you've got more power with it, so to fight this wind, for example. And if you press it again, it's cyclical, so it just comes around into low rates again. And I think that's actually everything covered, so that's brilliant. I want to get up in the air, you can tell. I'm going to pop the FPV on, so and to do that we just simply you have to turn the quad on first of all, then go onto a phone. So what I'm going to do actually is just pop the quad on. You have to hold it down for a couple of seconds, and then you get the flashing LEDs, and they're actually really quite bright. I mean, it's a bright sunny day, but like I say, we've got rain on the way, so but they are actually pretty good. Make sure it's sat down somewhere nice and level, then turn your transmitter on. You get beep beep off here, and the LEDs have sort of slowed pulse now. We'll go up and down. You get a beep off the transmitter, and now the LEDs have stopped flashing, so that means we're bound and ready to go. This one's got altitude hold on it because both the sticks are centered, so when you let go of the throttle stick, it will just sit at a level. It won't sit in a position, it just sit at a level, and like I say, that's your auto takeoff there. So now this is all turned on, we can actually go into the Wi-Fi settings on our phone, go into your Wi-Fi, and then it should come up with one. There we go, it comes up with an RC Wi-Fi, so that's actually generated a Wi-Fi hotspot, so this doesn't use any of your data roaming. You don't need to be near another Wi-Fi system or anything at all. Simply press that one and then connect up to it, and it will warn you that there's no internet access because it's just literally a Wi-Fi link between these two. Then you have to download the GX FPV app from the App Store or from the Google Store. Simply launch into that. Oops, I'm changing the settings, so there we go. I'll just take that back round so we take off in low rates, then press play, and there we are, we're live. Yeah, that's good. Yep, you can see the camera's working absolutely fine there. And you control how to take pictures from up here, and I've done a video on how to fly using an app, and I'll put a link down in the description for you. Okay, that wind is really picking up, so I've recharged the battery and come around to the side of the house, so hopefully there won't be quite so much catching me here under these trees, but let's see how we go, eh? What could possibly go wrong? It's only flying. So. All ready to go, and like I say, to start the motors and calibrate it, it's quite a strange setup on this. You just pull them down and out, and it calibrates, then starts the motors. Quite a weird way of doing it. So I'll just show you that. So there we go, we get a beep, flashing LEDs, and then the motor starts. So I'm going to get start the video, and I'm hoping I've got enough power to sort of fly against this wind, I'm hoping. So, hey, look at that, we have. And that's in low rate, so that's pretty good. It's an unusual sort of view of flying, I sort of think, with this thing below it, but I'm sure it's probably the way they're going to go, because actually the video looks nice and stable. First time I've had one of these, so quite interested in how it goes. I interrupt this review to bring you some important information. The guy that's doing the review thought he downloaded the images and therefore just cleared them off his phone, but in truth I hadn't downloaded them. I downloaded some other ones from another review, so I'm just going to do a little bit of footage for you just so you can see what the quality of the camera is like. Let's see the flip first of all. Hey, not a bad flip. Not really my thing actually, but that's pretty good fun. Whee! Oh, that wind is just, oh, that's on full pitch in low rates. This shows you the wind on the front. Second, third, and as you can see, it starts to really get a move on. Those LEDs are pretty bright actually, because I mean, though it's a windy day, it's quite bright today. So the camera is quite narrow wall, and the wind will probably affect the altitude hold. So it's not doing bad though, I must admit. But the wind is just constantly coming towards me, so that's quite good in high rates. It's got a bit of a shift on. Well, we've got it in high rates. I'm going to give it a quick range test. So I know 50 meters is over by those plants right over the other side of the wall. That thing does get a shift on actually. For what it is, I'm quite impressed actually. Yeah, that's 50 meters there, so that's pretty good. Now, can I bring it back round? Yeah, and the Wi-Fi is still working, so that's good. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Here you go. Like I say, it gets a bit of a shift on that. Let's try down in low rates again. Yeah, nice and controllable. So if you want a bit of video, you could do it in the low rates, rather good. That's fighting the wind, I must admit. Let's just try that round there. Yeah, just literally struggling against it. I got flashing LEDs. They seem to come on quite quickly on this one. Quick couple of stills. Hey, that's holding well there. Wind is just very gently blowing it this way. do a little bit more video. I'm going to run the battery out, just see how we get on with it. Let's pop it up into intermediate rates. But so far, it seems to be flying okay. Whoa, and here comes the wind again. Whoa, look at that wind. Oh, it flew against it as well. That's only in second rates. That did pretty well, actually. I'm quite impressed with that. So I'm now in headless mode. Forward is away from me, that direction, backwards this way, right and left, and it doesn't matter what orientation the quad's in. So there we go. So that's still right, that's still forward, even though the quad is definitely going backwards, as you can clearly see. Okay, so typical Scotland, while you charge your battery up, we've had a torrential downpour and there's no wind now, so we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to turn the quad on, and the LEDs are going to look even brighter now. They're pretty bright anyway, so that's good. And then just go into your phone settings and go onto your Wi-Fi. And then some of them you have to reconnect and other ones reconnect automatically. Then back to your home page and then launch the app. There we go, it warns us we've got no internet access, which is fine. Again, it's just a link up between the two. And then we're live, and as you can see, there we go. So the LEDs are still flashing at the moment, which means it is expecting to be bound to the transmitter. So if I turn the controls on, the LEDs will stop flashing. So, and there we go. So we're now going to fly on here. We've got altitude hold that we flip on and off here, and I've done a video of how to fly using an app which covers all the general things here on this one. I'm going to pop the video on as well while we're at it. And you've got an emergency stop right in the middle there, just hit that, it'll kill the motors. And we've got auto takeoff, auto land there. That's it. And usual with apps, it's really slow. That's full pitch, and that's full roll. Sorry. So as you can see, it really is slow. That's quite normal. So I'm going to pop it up into 60%. I guess a little bit better. Oh yeah, quite a lot better actually. And you can still use your FPV, so you can still fly with your FPV as well. You can use these for FPV. It's quite possible. There we go. I still find this a bit of a weird looking thing to fly around, to be honest. I'm going to pop it up at 100%. Hey, now we're getting a bit more of a move on. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. There you go, that's it, and line up with the green LEDs, and nice and easy to bring it back. Altitude hold's working really well. We can flip it with this one, and that works well. And it should flip in both the, yeah, so it flips right and flips left. Let me just bring that a bit closer so you actually see it. There we go. That's a tiny bit of breeze, just the tiniest bit that's just dragging that around. And you can tell, because if I turn it around, it's still blowing that way slightly, very slightly as well. It is the tiniest amount. But it does get hold of these things. The actual footage looks nice and stable actually, so. It's not a bad fly. I think the app isn't the best in the world, but it's doing a pretty good job, you know. The apps get better and better. They've just actually updated this, and it's better than, I literally tried it yesterday and it wasn't that good. Just to have a quick play with it indoors, and it's actually working a lot better now. So I'm just going to do a quick selfie. There we go. Some people like to see a selfie. Can't say I'm overly thrilled about having a selfie done of myself and putting it out on the web, but hey ho. There we go. So your headless mode and everything, that's all tucked away in here. So we can put it into headless and everything. Let's just bring it back to us. I can't really remember what way we set it up. I think we were facing the other way, so let's just try it. So pop it into headless. Yeah, there we go. So back towards me, to the right and to the left, and the quad's definitely not facing that way. And it doesn't matter if you rotate the quad or do anything with the quad, forward is always away from me again. So exactly the same as we have with the other one. You've got your calibration here as well, and you've got your VR glasses and everything if you like. You can also do a mission one on this. I'm never like these very much, but you can actually, there we go, you send it off on a sort of path. There we go, and so you just literally draw it in. This one's actually got a scale with it as well, so you can just send it There we go. So just do a loop-de-loop. Whoa, I think I've done that wrong. I never do get on with them well, and then I suddenly change the scale of what it was working at. Brilliant. Well, this shows just how durable it is, you see. The one thing I do like about my channel is it is fully durable on quads. So, as you can see, basically, when you get an impact like that, when you're playing with something you really don't enjoy playing with anyway, you're just doing it for the review, you do notice that as soon as you hit anything, the arms collapse in. They're actually quite clever, I think. Quite a nice little design. Sort of protects your props as well, and just drops it down. So, yeah, I'm seeing nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the mission thing does work. I just don't know why anyone would want it, but never mind. I'm going to turn that off, and when you turn it on and off, you get this option here, and you literally just draw on the screen here, and it doesn't really know, because you can see it's not moving, but according to the graphics, it's running around the screen. So, not my idea of fun, I must admit. Let me show you to calibrate it. You just simply press this button here, get fast flashing LEDs, and then she's ready as she did before. The motors will start and prime. I don't know how much battery we've got left in us. Oh, we're still doing all right. So, but I mean, it's 4 degrees today, and it's it's cold. So that battery's actually done pretty well. Cause I think it's only a 500 milliamp hour. But I'll give in the summary, I always give what I've found with flight lengths and how long it takes to charge and everything. But no, it's quite a nice little. I'm getting on better with the app now. I'm seeming a little bit happier with it, to be honest. And it does fly rather nicely. Oh, it's definitely. I think it's losing a bit of power. No, oh, there we go. Oh yeah, we're definitely losing it there. So, and like I was saying before, it's going to fall over, I think, because of its sort of small landing point there. But as it goes over, it just suddenly kills the motors. So I don't think you would damage a motor with it, to be perfectly honest. So I always think that flying is having a ball. So they've sort of tied it all up in one here, haven't they? They really have. I like the design. The design's really good. If you lobbed it in a bag, rucksack or anything, virtually impossible to damage, because the ball effect just throws anything off it that would hit it hard. As you can see, I'm being pretty rough here. It's not going to do any damage, I don't think. I'd be amazed if it could. Even if one of the arms comes out, wrenching it around, it's quite a flexible, sort of durable plastic, and so are the props as well, nice and flexible as well. I've had no issues with it at all, and I've had a few incidents. I fly in, as you know from the garden, quite a sort of tight environment, and I had a few dinks with it, as I do on my reviews. But to me, that's just testing as far as I'm concerned, and it's how I fly, so it winds up that way. So, and this, no problem at all. When you're in impact, it just folds in, so, and then it goes into a ball, and I'm sure it just rolls along the ground quite happily, to be perfectly honest. So I'd be surprised if you could damage it, but I'm sure with a bit of practice I probably could. I like the design. I like this sort of hanging down the bottom there. Should give smoother video. Sorry about losing those files. That was my stupid fault. I just deleted them off. But the quality isn't great, to be perfectly honest. The lines on it are from it. I mean, that if you look carefully, you can see some sort of banding lines on it. I don't know what they're doing there. I think it's a bit of Russian roulette with these. These are tiny little cameras. And if you get the lines or you don't get the lines, I don't know. But I think that could happen at any quad at this level. Saying about this level, when I first got this in, it was over £20, about £25 I think. Well, they've got an offer on at the moment, and I thought that's not bad for what it is, but they've got an offer at the moment for £15, I kid you not. That's with everything that I've got, the ready to fly one, and actually the one where you don't get the transmitter is dearer at the moment, so, and they've only got 99 in stock I think, so whether or not that's true I don't know. I just do the reviews, and they're my reviews, so I'm just honest about them as far as I'm concerned. It's what it does and how it performs and what value for money it is. 15 quid, this is damn good value for money. This thing is excellent. Gets a bit of a shift on when it was in high rates, didn't it? It was pretty good fun, as you saw in the review, and it sort of does everything. I thought it was really good. I've thoroughly enjoyed flying it, I must admit. Now, talking about what you get with it, you get a little Phillips screwdriver as you normally do, you get a spare set of props for it, and also you get a little, it's 400 milliamp hour battery. I might have quoted it as 500 in the review, I can't remember, but it's a 400 milliamp hour battery, and it's got the lossy micro connector, and you get a USB charger for it.
Now, the nice thing about not having a proprietary battery is I've got loads of these 380 ones from some of my older kit, and you can buy 6 of these for £8 with a multi-charger that will charge them all up in one hit. So you basically, for an extra £8, and it is only £8 for 6 of them with the charger, which I think is amazing. I'll put a link down in the description to all of this so you can hopefully get the best deal if you're going to go for it. So for just over £20, you're going to get 7 times the flight. So that would be just awesome, I think. Yeah, with the actual charger itself, obviously it's a USB charging port, sorry. So you can charge it in your car, use a power bank is what I use quite often when I'm out, or you can plug it into a mains adapter like your phone one. So the quad, awesome, I thought it was great. Little LEDs on it were pretty good fun and everything. Everything now for £15, I just don't think we can say anything wrong about it. Transmitter, I love it. It was great. I love this style. I love it with a proper original sort of gaming style ones here. They haven't changed anything around. I just wish they'd identified which was which. Would have made life a lot easier, especially for reviewing, where I review quite a lot of quads. So that would have been handy, that's for sure. Now, the range and everything, they only give it as 30 meters range on the Wi-Fi. I got 50 meters, no problem at all. And the transmitter went further than that, easy, and they only give 50 meters. So I'm quite amazed the manufacturer's actually putting in something under what it actually does. So all in all, it's your £15. It comes in a really nice box, so if you're buying it as a prezi for anyone or buying it as a prezi for yourself, I can't see how you can go wrong for 15, even if it's 20 or 25 pounds. I think it's quite a nice little quad. So. But it's your money, and you choose what you're going to do with it. And happy flying, whatever you decide.